Alright, we're back again. Okay, second ring is the gray one, cast iron. Numbers go up. There's no dots on this, it just has numbers. Now when you put these on, I expand it with my thumb. I push down my fingers over the piston. You put the ring inside the groove right down here on the side, like that, and you expand it. Do not wrap it. If you wrap it, you're going to have lots of problems. So you just expand, push down with your fingers, and it just goes round and around. See how it's on there like that? It's in the groove here. And you come up here, push equally. It goes right in, see? When you're all done, the ring should be nice and free in the groove. And when you come up here, there should not be an overlap in your ring gaps. You know, they should be lined up, they shouldn't be offset. If they're offset, you bent the ring. So, anyway, this goes in there. It's a little bit tight initially, but now it's loosened up, so there's some little high spots of coating or trash in the ring line, I don't know, but it's freer now, so I'm good with that. And then the top ring on this one's a chrome ring. So same thing, we're looking for a number, which I am not seeing right this second. There's a chamfer on this ring, so it doesn't matter. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Okay, we're going to cheat. I'm going to highlight it. There it is. Side. Wipe the ring off. So you can see here there's nothing marked there. Over here you can see where the stamp was. It highlighted it. See, they hit my sanding stone. So that's the burr that might have been on what I felt on the piston too. Okay, that goes up, and we put this in the same way. Sharp. Boom. And you're good. Alright, so we got new rings on this used piston. So this is going to be a backup piston. I'm putting new ones in here. Okay. This ring set here is a backup set of rings. This is the wrong one, but we're going to leave it in there because it's part of it. So if we if we break a ring at the track, one of these will go in, because rings that don't work too good and ones that are broken are two totally different things. Okay, so this set over here was a brand new set of stock Wiseco rings that I opened up out of the package. So I was measuring these for dimensions to see what they were. And out of another set. Okay, so this one here we got 10 over pistons now instead of 20. So that should fit the motor a lot better. I thought I had 20 over pistons on this bike. I had 10, so that didn't work too good. So we got new Wiseco rings here. We got 2 pistons. That's enough for 2 runs. Okay, now we're going to get the mics out. I'm going to measure these. Okay, so the new Wiseco, the old Wiseco. Looks like they're made the same. Okay, well, that's not different. Okay, so we're going to measure this piston. See what we got for measurement. So this is right on 20, just a tick over right there. Go down the bottom of the piston there, we're 18. So I got 2 thou taper from here to here. So when you go just about a quarter inch from the bottom of the skirt, you measure it. And you can measure right at the very tip also. So right at the tip we're about 20 1/3. Go about a quarter inch down, we're about the same. See, we got 20 and a third on our dial. Okay, that's a new piston. Okay, this is my vintage used piston. You measure it, and see we're under 17. We're 16 and 3/4. So that's 3.5 thou difference in piston skirt diameter. That means it's got more clearance. Now the piston looks fine, but it's collapsed. Now, theoretically it's probably the same distance top to bottom. So we're going to measure that and see if that's true or not, or the piston was made different. It's possible the piston was made different too. Okay, so down here at the bottom, we're about 15 and 3/4. Come up the top, 16 and 3/4. So we only got 1 thou of taper. We know it should have 2. And it's 3 thou smaller, so this has definitely collapsed a little bit. Still runnable, but a lot more clearance than we used to have. So this is going to be a backup piston. In order to put these in the bike, I'm going to have to modify my valve pocket a little bit. You notice here I ground this out a little bit up in here with my die grinder to make a little bit more clearance for the valve. The valve hits right on the side of the pocket, so this has to be opened up a little bit. I can either do it in the milling machine or I can do it by hand. Hand's a little easier. Okay, so that's that piston. Let's measure the other one and see if it's the same diameter as the other new piston. These have a lot. These pistons have a lot coarser finish than these ones, because these ones are worn in. Interruptions again. Yeah, I think it's a 1/4 thou bigger, so it's pretty much the same thing. We're back. Alright, I'm back, cutting my pistons out. So I just got done cutting this away here. Cut more than I needed to, but this is the old one here I had, a hand cut. I'm using a different cutter and it cuts pretty good, so a little deeper than I need to cut. So the depth of this one here is basically, we start at about 250 up on the radius. You get down in the heart of the cut is about 235 thou. We're in the radius there a little bit. If you come up a little bit, it's, you know, we go about 199, 200. So this one here, I don't have the valve in the way so I can measure more accurately. We're 185 at the bottom. So it's a little bit deeper. That means the valve won't hit at all. So there's a radius down here on the inside. We got to try to retain that a little bit. So let me show you what I did. We're going to grind it right here. Little hand grinder. Where'd my rod go? So I take an old connecting rod, go ahead and assemble it up on under here. Like that. That holds your piston. We used a vise to hold the rod. Make sure you're pushing down on it so there's no clearance. You don't want the piston moving any. I'm using a straight cutter that I went and ground a chamfer on the edge right there so it doesn't cut dead straight in the center. It's a little bit of a radius. Mark the piston about how much I want to cut, and I just cut it. Okay. When the mark goes away, I cut it off. Now I got slightly more angle than what the pocket is. Straight's up here. You cut down a little bit, cuts a little bit taper to it, so you know where you're at. right there. Should be enough. Come back and measure it. This one are about 220. Right there. This is a little bit thicker than the other one, so we're about 220, so we're a little bit higher than the other one was. 217 there, so this needs to go a little bit more. So we'll come back and recut it. Alright, changing out this bit now. This is a metric bit, which is not correct. You find these metric ones on eBay really cheap because they're too damn small. So you gotta really squeeze your chuck weight down, which is not good for it. You don't know that until after you buy them. They say they're 1/4 inch, but they're not, they're metric. And you put your 1/4 inch one back in there. Tight. Alright, get my regular dull one here. So I'm going to go ahead and deburr the inside of the piston here a little bit. So make sure it's good and don't have any sharp edges in there. That's the one that's going to cut me when I get to there. noisy. Alright, when it's not cutting you no more, it's deburred. So when you work on the bike out in the middle of nowhere, it helps to not be cutting yourself when you work on your parts. So, doesn't hurt to go over things a little bit real quick. So I'm using a flat file and a round hole. As long as you keep the file moving pretty quickly, it doesn't dig in. You can hear over here it gets real rough. So we're taking the edge off a little bit. Do a radius. Feel it? Smooth, you're good. You cut at a pretty flat angle this way, and you cut more of a flat angle the other way. You go kind of in the middle, and you kind of go back and forth as you roll the piston. Makes it nice and smooth. Even though I deburred this here, it's still got a sharp edge on it. The grinder takes it off quick, but the file gives you the nice smooth finish you want. Hand detail is always better than machine. Alright. Sharp still over here. Alright, looks good. He's cleaned up, we'll be back.